Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE Night, which means, of course, some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining said Discord group, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat? You click on that, you'll find all the various requests you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars, are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here. We'll set ourselves back to our defaults, but let me know if there's anyone who would like to get us started today. I will jump into said Discord group. Like so. And you know it. Obviously we could start taking some requests for the first match, although generally speaking I think it's probably best to at least figure out who we have in first. So let me know if we have any takers. Oh, let me quickly unplug my controller. Wisty's up? Okay. Wisty says, let's do it. There you are. Core! No. Alright, we have Wisty. Imagine if it worked. No. iRotor's available in just a minute? Okay, gotcha. So it looks like in that case we'll have Wisty against iRotor. So at least we've established who the two players are going to be. So I suppose if there's anything in particular we would like to see request-wise. As for things regarding the rights, let us know. What's up, Blood Princess? How's it going? Turning customize off? Good idea. Good idea. Let the chaos begin. Nice warm-up. Exactly. Exactly. I picked the song. Ooh. Okay, give me a second here. Let me think this one through. Obviously, it's our first match of the day, so it's not like I can just go based off something that we haven't heard yet. But is there something we just, in general, haven't heard much of? What's up, iRotor? How's it going? Let me get you an invite. Should be on its way. Let's go. I feel like we never get Quest for Honor. Okay, once we have iRotor in, let's just confirm. It looked like Wisty was player one, but of course, that may have changed.
I'm proud to it.
I am.
Okay. Good stuff.
I can move around the thing.
Okay, that should mean you're player one. Let me set up your names then. Then Wisty is going Chastity today. iRotor sticking with the Withdrawn. Okay, there we go. Nice. Nice. Baylor. Alright, well, we are, I believe, now set for this next match, unless we wanted to do a specific arena, but otherwise we have basically everything set and ready to go here. Core. Core. No. Oh, we're at the book.
Time is nigh, exiles. You are gathered here within the Book of Rites. You are gathered to conduct this rite.
You
Try
I'm
not
hearing
to
an
let
echo
the
from
pressure
the
get to you.
Sorry, what was that, Everton?
The chastity
I'm also
stand
getting-
prepared.
Your mic is on.
The withdrawn
Just
stand
counting the
prepared.
voice through a second time.
On Discord?
Yes.
Let me see what I can do on the Discord settings. Voice and video. Voice activity. Input device. Should theoretically be just microphone. There doesn't appear to be anything obvious. I mean, I could mute myself on Discord, worst comes to worst. Was it really bad? Did I accidentally mute myself on Discord?
I wasn't bothered by it, but I did notice it.
Okay. What if I mean, I changed nothing. I looked at the settings and didn't see anything obvious to change.
Do you have speakers closer to you or something like that?
I might have been leaning in closer to the microphone. I'll lean further away. All right. Well, let's get started. This is, of course, customized off, so we're getting straight into the action here. Randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans. Won't even get to see what those are in advance. Just gonna get the match started as soon as we press this button. And it looks like it is 2 savages and an imp for Wisty. For Iroder, it's a sap, a cur, and a demon. Other details to be determined. Okay, we know Iroder has a little bit of extra damage. First mastery on the right side from his cur. Had at least 2 jumps. So he has a little bit, at least a little bit, on each side. Did see extra damage from Wisty on the throw, but not the plunge. So that just about tells us that Wisty's Raji has the extra throwing damage talisman. Wisty with Gareth has infinite stamina, presumably coming from the Savage Mastery. Same cannot be said for the Stowaway. She's cornered and banished. Ruki finds an opening. It's another 20 damage plunge from him. Pispaleth gets the orb, only to quickly be banished. That leaves Iroder with just Volfred at the moment. Does have the exploding sapling and uses that to get rid of the last of Wisty's defenders. Is Iroder quick enough on this throw? Well, it lands for the full 25. Okay, looks like Iroder has exactly 2 jumps on his cur, and, well, it was all he needed on that occasion. And Vispaleth goes on a banishing spree in what could be the deciding score. And there it is.
The withdrawn prevail.
GG.
Though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
Alright, well played, you two.
Let's end this night's proceedings.
Well, head on back and let us know, chat,
Until the next rite.
if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. That was, of course, customized off with a specific song. But otherwise, if you don't have anything in particular that you're looking for, we'll just head back to our defaults and have the players take whatever they want. Edgy Shrek, how's it going? Requesting exiles. Oh. Yes. Yes. Correct. Correct request. All worms. Well done. Well done. Alright, well, that being said, it'll be interesting to see how the players choose to set this up. There is a correct way. There is a correct way, right? Correct order and correct exile talisman pairing. We shall see. We shall see. Are the players up to the task? Is it just the worms, or are we doing anything else? Will that... I mean, let's be honest. That's all you need. It's already the perfect request. Fall was solely... Okay, I suppose we can make it even more dramatic by putting it at fall. Fair point. Fair point. Alright, let's do it. Watch us get a random Knights of the Sea. I hope we do.
The chastity versus the withdrawn. Welcome.
Alright, so it's all worms. Bear in mind,
Conduct the rites.
there is a correct order to take the worms, and there is a correct worm talisman pairing. I may deliberately refrain from commenting until both players have selected their first exile so as to not give away the correct answers to the exam.
Sir Gilman.
So I will bite my tongue. One of you was correct with your first selection. Both exile and talisman.
Exile. Sir Gilman.
Neither of you were correct with either talisman or position.
Sir Deluge. Sir
Neither of you were correct with either position or talisman. Wisty was correct with the first selection, with Gilman, and with the auto-passing talisman. But that is all. We shall see how that reflects, how this rite will play out here. Of course, don't blink. This one is very likely to be very fast-paced. As Iroder gets the stun with the Titan Tooth, then gets banished. Wisty. Over one defender. Runs out of stamina. Gets the throw off, but it's short. Iroder, after stunning Wisty, has enough time to set up a 15 damage throw. I Rotor. His throw. Oh, I thought that was going to be short.
Into the flame.
Just 11 damage here, slightly less than his maximum. Gilman for Wisty. Loops around the other side. The throw lands here for 10. Rotor sidesteps one, sidesteps two casts. The throw is off target though, and Wisty recovers. Wisty loses one worm there, but now has infinite stamina on the one remaining worm, but that throw is short. Now Rotor, it's his turn, and he gets the full 15 on that throw. Core, that feels like a very targeted comment. Wisty. A lot of space with this iteration of the fall. Rotor stopped. And now Wisty avoids one defender, but banished by the second. Gets rid of one of the defenders. Now Wisty with the throw. And 18 damage. Seize Chance was active, so higher cap on the damage. In which case Wisty actually did not quite get the maximum. Rotor now. Banished here. Wisty. Just Lady River. That's all Wisty needs, as that's a 12 damage throw. Both players trying to spam their casts. It's Wisty who makes it out of there, but gets stunned. Rotor, oh, not quite enough time with the Titan Tooth stun there. Wisty sidesteps a cast, but then does still get banished. Rotor, a little bit of a window, but not enough of a window to finish that throw. Gilman and Lady River moving in. Lady River's throw is not going to make it.
Now then.
Rotor now with Seize Chance active if he's quick about it. But unable to capitalize on that opportunity. Wisty out of stamina now. Gets the orb back though, and goes in for the plunge. Good for 15 here. Rotor, able to avoid the defenders, goes for the plunge. That's 15. Means Rotor now might be able to finish this with 2 scores. Assuming he gets just about the maximum damage out of those. Though as we are seeing with one of Wisty's worms here, it is possible for the players to get extra damage if they can score soon after activating Seize Chance. Wisty off target on that occasion and stunned, and oh, the worms were in attacking position there. They were not ready to stop Rotor's next attack. Rotor plunges, and now with just 14 Pyre life left, it is certainly possible for Rotor to finish this with 1 score. But Deluge plunges, and now Wisty only needs 2 more.
Into the adversary's flame.
Free orb. Both players fighting over it. Wisty ends up with it, but not for long. It's a race to Wisty's Pyre. Oh, and Rotor gets the winning plunge.
Withdrawn from it.
GG.
GG.
They brushed aside their adversaries without
I
too much
didn't get
trouble.
the timing right with the
The
cast and grab
ceremony
the orb at the
is
same time.
complete.
That happened like 2 times or so.
Alright, but we'll head on back.
Until the stars align.
Let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Obviously, you can't top the All Worms request. I think we just have to acknowledge that and accept the fact that whatever comes next is inherently going to be worse than what we just saw, because that is the best of the best.
No, I haven't been practicing it, Core. That's the problem. Otherwise, it would have worked. But you can, I suppose I was practicing it in this ride, so.
So yeah, for what it's worth, did I say specifically which worm and talisman pairing were correct? Out of all those, it was Wisty's first, Gilman with the auto passing,
Gilman
talisman.
with the auto casting, then it's Deluge with the Vengeful Vow, and then it's Lady River with the green one.
I'm sorry, what is the green one?
The one that like makes your aura larger.
Oh, you're so close. You're so close. I want to give it to you.
Not or what is it?
It is the correct order. It's 2 out of 3 talismans correct. The final talisman was not correct.
Is it Titan Tooth? Because Titan Tooth was really good in that.
It is prayer beads on Lady River.
Prayer beads.
Why
Interesting.
would you take Pyre beads or Vengeful Vow in an all-worm ride?
You just speed. There was a lot of throwing. I'm just gonna say, there could have been a lot more plunging.
Yeah, but like, okay, I can accept Pyre beads, but why Vengeful Vow? When will you ever blow up on another worm?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, to be fair, this is not necessarily for specifically a worm versus worm showdown, but that is, generally speaking,
Yeah, that's a good point.
the setup.
I think I did take Vengeful Vow just out of habit. I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, because either you die against a cast, or you run into the aura, which is quite far off from where they actually are, so...
Yeah.
Alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. If not, then of course, we can just have the players take whatever they'd like here. That works too. But we have had a couple of very nice requests to start things off here. Okay, Iroda's going Path to Glory. Blood Princess is going with the sermon intro. Okay. Make it a little bit spicier. I do like Path to Glory. I do like that song. Right, that's where the whole, yeah, maybe it's the optimal setup might technically be different if we're talking about specifically all worms against all worms. But in a vacuum, that is the setup. If you want to make an exception to that setup, then of course you're going to need to apply for an exception. And the Public Worm Authority will get back to you in approximately 3 to 5 business days. Alright, but I'm not seeing any other requests besides the sermon intro and the Path to Glory, so let's jump back in here. We'll have the players choose the team compositions.
I bid you welcome, exiles. You stand upon the glade of Liu. You now have this chance to prove yourselves. Only the righteous shall emerge victorious. The chastity, stand ready. The withdrawn, stand ready. Now we shall get started.
Alright, so as I was saying, no requests affecting your team composition here. That is all up to you. Wisty will go with the Titan Tooth Tamitha. Iroder also goes Harp, but in his case it is Prayer Beads on Zoxiana. Oh, and I suppose this is technically Wisty's home arena here. Let's see what Wisty can do to draw upon the strength of the home crowd. I don't know, we had, once upon a time, we talked a little bit about which arena and triumvirate, we suspect, would have the strongest home crowd based on their arena. I don't know, Glade of Lou It's gotta be pretty hard to get some good seating in there. I'm not sure the arena capacity is all that big. Unless we're talking about the trees that may or may not have eyes. Then it's a little different.
Demon.
Core. Is that a pun? I said seating. S-E-A-T-I-N-G.
Bertrude.
Sure, Lids. That's definitely what you said. Alright, well, Iroda finishes with a sap. Admittedly, I may have been a little distracted in my discourse with Core and might have missed some of the setups there. Iroda gets a quick throw off, although it's off target there. Wisty about to pass it to one of the other players, but gets banished just before the pass is received. Ooh, and Celestial Spike on Vizpaleth, although not able to do much with it on that occasion. Quick throws from the sap, this time landing for 15, must be courtesy of the Stubborn Flame from Wisty's Bertrude. Does that look like that was a fully charged throw? Vizpaleth, currently by herself. There's the Celestial Spike action Wisty's looking for. Banishes the entirety of Iroda's team, and with time to throw. Wisty with Tamitha. Titan Toothed to stun Iroda. Both players get one, now make it two. Exiles banished in Wisty's case. Demon versus Demon. And it looked like Iroda was going to win that race, although Wisty able to recover. Saxiana just quick enough. Able to plunge for 10, but as we were saying, and we get the confirmation, yes, Stubborn Flame from Wisty's Bertrude is slowing down Iroda's progress. Wisty not quite enough time, despite being right next to Iroda's Pyre. Oh, and that's not what Wisty wanted to see. Loses the last defender there, and so Iroda are able to get another 10 damage score here. And Saxiana back in for Iroda. But it is just 10 per plunge. So that Stubborn Flame is certainly starting to pay off for Wisty. And able to get a 30 damage throw in here. So though Iroda might be having some more frequent scores here, Wisty's have been worth considerably more. We'll have to see how that math starts to add up, although on this occasion Iroda are able to get 20 damage from the Demon Plunge. So that one a little more valuable. Now just Saxiana. But that's all that Iroda needs. Sapling locks down the orb, and Iroda explodes it, taking out all but Vizpaleth, who's now in possession, and able to throw that in, for slightly less than the maximum, 29. Have to see if that 1 damage difference makes a difference later on. Bertrude, dangerous position, but Iroda was able to defend against it. Iroda with a skilled switch there, but does end up losing Vizpaleth. Bertrude comes back just in time to block Saxiana. Now Tamitha, she has Titan Tooth, although Iroda switches using his Harp Salute, and in doing so, dodges the stun. Then 15 damage on the sap throw means at this point it is possible for Iroda to finish this with 1 score. But Wisty, after plunging for 30, can now say the same. So a bit of a sudden death match here, unless of course Iroda has Rekindling. He does have a sap. I don't recall as to whether he does have a second life bar. But Wisty trying to test that theory. Iroda stopped just shy of the Pyre. Wisty, gets greedy. Was about to pull off the Brazen Manor, but gave Iroda enough time to recover, and then Iroda gets the winning
Also, I have
plunge.
rekindling.
You did have rekindling?
Yeah, 10.
You did? I couldn't remember.
GG.
The rite is ended.
Well played, you two. Alright, now let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Alright, Core is putting us at the ridge. Let us know if there's anything else we want for the next one. But as of right now, we are locking in the Ridge of Goal. Oh, and let me reset this and this. Is that all we were looking for? Core, did you have anything else in mind, or were you just going for the arena? Okay, looks like Core was just doing arena there. Give other people a second in case they had anything else in mind. Oh, Surviving Exile. Okay. We do have a song then. Oh, okay. I think I could see what we're going with here, Core. I'm sensing a bit of a theme. I am, for that reason. All you're going to request this round? Okay, I was just going to say, I could potentially foresee a specific exile request for this one, but Core's going to turn on the sermon intro as well. Okay, that looks like that's going to be it. Yeah, that's it for Core. Okay. Unless anyone else wants to build upon what Core has set as the foundation here. Oh? Interesting. Okay, Core does request talismans and then says it's up to the players. So basically he's doing a talisman blocking talisman request. A meta request, if you will. No more requests from Core? I mean, Core, you said no more requests on at least 2 occasions now, and then proceeded with another request? And you have now done it once again? 4 masteries. Okay. Are you done now, Core? Well, if you were to say that you were done, at this point, I would expect you to have another request. I'm going to... Oh, he's not done yet. Which at this point probably means that he is done. If we're going with the whole reverse psychology, when he said he was done, he was going to request something else. So if he says he's not done, that means that he actually is done. So for that reason, now, let's start. It's hurting my brain a bit here, but I think I might have gotten it.
Welcome, exiles. You are gathered at the Ridge of Goal. Here, one of you may walk the path to glory. The stars themselves shall be your witnesses. The chastity stand ready. The withdrawn stand ready. Who shall
All right.
strive for freedom?
So no specific team composition requests here. Wisty will start with a legendary Udmilda, able to cast through those barriers. That is, of course, iRotor's team captain we're talking about here, that Wisty is taking. And instead, iRotor takes Vorfrit.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? Huh?
Man, he's not allowed anymore. He was banned from the RITE. I'm sorry.
It kind of looks like that right now.
You know?
I am curious what happened. Wait, are you allowed to spec master? Are you allowed to click anything right now? What the heck? Okay.
I think I broke it. I'm sorry.
I am a little confused at the moment. Want to try another one of those scribe snuffs? Just out of curiosity, or one of those mastery resetting things? Because that was odd. But I'm curious where a second one was.
It has the mastery twice.
Wait, yeah, what? Yes, you see that on the left side? What the heck is happening? Manly. But now he has different masteries from what he had before. Now he has everything on the left side, whereas he used to have double masteries. What is going on? Okay, wait,
I
hold on.
can't pick a person.
Yeah, it won't let you press that. Okay, wait, hold on. Stay on Manly for a second. I'm trying to press spacebar, which would usually be the hotkey to lock in a character, but that does not work. Interesting.
I'm sorry, I broke it.
Use all of the
I'm
masteries.
starting it, I suppose.
Use the last snuff. Chat is demanding that you use the last scribe snuff on Manly.
Okay.
Okay, what happens now? I mean, he already had 4 masteries before you clicked on anything, and then you clicked on 4 masteries. So, you know, I don't know what that means. At this point, for all we know, Manly has those left side masteries 3 times over at this point.
For sure.
Imagine if you had gone right side for the rekindling, and you got
God.
150 rekindling from a single sap. However, seeing as how Wisty currently cannot select this exile, I am going to assume we might need to give this another try. We might need to reset this a little bit. Hold on, I would just like to acknowledge the fact that Honor has just recognized Manly as the ultimate sap. And then we can get back in. And I don't even remember, was this what we had requested? This was, right?
Yeah.
Oh no! Honor, you have activated my trap card!
Why, hello, exiles. You are gathered at the Ridge of Gaul. Here you may yet prove your worth. Prevail and step closer to freedom. The chastity stand prepared. The withdrawn stand prepared.
All right.
Shall begin.
Now, I don't think I'm the only one to say that I'm very, or at least to think, I'm very curious what is about to happen here with Wisty's setup. There is a choose button, but wasn't it your second exile before that got all crazy, Wisty, not your first?
Yeah.
Okay.
That whole thing made it clear Manly just really wanted to be first place.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the key question. At the moment, you do have a choose button. Wait. Any funny business yet? Oh, that looks normal. At least for now. Now watch it happen, Ty Rotor.
Milda.
So far, everything seems normal. So prayer beads, bird food to finish things off on Wisty's side. Rotor has, 2 crones. And now 1 imp. That is one of the canonical withdrawn setups, is it not? Oh, and I Rotor nearly starting things off with a a crone score, but stopped just before making it into the pyre, and same could be said with his second crone. Now it's Wisty's turn to use the crones, but Wisty can't make the crone magic work either.
Banished, one and all. The orb is up.
Iroder does have a portal here. It is close to Wisty's pyre. But then Wisty gets some defenders back, and Iroder decides not to go for it on that occasion.
Banishment for
Does reset the portal. It's a little bit further away, but even with Numbing Gust active, still close enough for Iroder to plunge in. Withdrawn are always two of a kind aside from Utmilda. Either double Savage, double Imp, or triple Crone. Interesting. Now it is Wisty with a Crone plunge here for 30. Well placed Sapling. For Wisty. Bertrude. Unable to make it through. Big explosion. And now, can Iroder get to Wisty's pyre quickly enough? It doesn't seem like it. It is numbers, or at least was, momentarily, a numbers advantage there for Iroder. Now it certainly is. 3 withdrawn to no chastity. And Iroder just fast enough to get that 30 damage crone plunge.
The chastity's adversaries gained an edge.
Once again, that imp drops in, gets a big banishment, but now it's Iroder who's defenseless. So Wisty, able to plunge in for 30, and had prayer beats, so still at full strength, although, then again, all those exiles are now Howlers, and can't stop that 30 damage crone throw. And that means that Iroder just needs one score, unless Wisty has Rekindling. Wisty does have a sap, so that is possible. Series of explosions in the middle of the arena. Iroder speeds through with no Rekindling. That's all he needs.
GG.
GG.
Scribes themselves surely have taken note. Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, we will just reset ourselves here, at the very least. And if we don't have anything in particular we're looking for, then of course we can just have the players take whatever they'd like. Wisty is volunteering to swap out. If there's anyone who would like to get in on the action, let us know.
Yeah, I can also swap out.
Iroder as well.
I have quite a bit of people.
Okay. Edgy Shrek, looking to get in potentially. I think Iroder said also willing to swap out, so if there's anyone else who is interested in getting in, then we might be able to make a double swap here, but up to you guys. Yes, Edgy Shrek, this is true. This is true. Well, I don't know. People were saying there's a Discord echo earlier. And so maybe it's best if we just have you mute my mic for me.
So it is gone now. Because at the very start.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I changed nothing, besides leaning back slightly further in my chair.
I don't exactly know what you mean, the Bloody Princess, because all of them are kind of popular. Like, they're not that are like extremely unpopular. Or do you mean our favorite?
Most used?
I mean, Imp probably, but all the others are pretty...
Savage has
and
definitely
probably
become
pretty
very
low.
popular as of late.
Okay. But I don't even quite know what my favorite is. I suppose Savage at the moment, so I just don't take Savage. But I haven't picked Savage today. So is it really my favorite?
Decisions. Alright, so yeah, and if I didn't say it, Blood Princess did have a request saying that you cannot take your favorite exiles. Which is why iRotor was not sure what that would mean for him. And yeah, Edgy Shrek is looking to get in, so how about we do one more between Wisty and iRotor, and then we'll get Edgy Shrek in the next one?
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, not seeing anything else at the moment, so let's just go with that exiles request.
The chastity.
Okay, we're at the
shall
book.
Confront the withdrawn. Welcome.
So
Hey,
cannot...
wait, before we pick anything.
Oh?
Who
Just,
shall conduct
and the last
the
ride
rites?
would be in us. Do we really want to end on the Titan tooth this time?
What are you talking
Do we really
about?
want to do it? Do we want to not take Titan tooth
You
this
could...
time?
You could have an agreement that neither of you will take Titan Tooth.
Sure.
I don't know if that is a major concern.
Got it. I'm more concerned about trying to think of which ones I don't pick the most. That way I can pick them this time. Per the person's request.
Choose someone.
Remember, it's not least favorite. It was not most favorite.
Yeah. So I guess... And we're talking classes, not necessarily specific characters. So if we're talking savages before, then we're talking savages on the whole, not just the one specific savage that you like most, I suppose? Correct. Okay, gotcha. Alright, well, Wisty goes prayer beads on Rookie. iRotor goes leech on Dalbert. It seems as though neither player is a huge Kerr fan, although this is a popular arena for Kerrs, so from that standpoint, I suppose it does work well for the players.
I think of like the top 4 last tournament, I picked Curse the most.
Really?
I think so. But like Curse aren't that often picked, so I'm not sure.
Wisty goes power casting Snadra, so Nomad is Wisty's second choice. iRotor goes Exploding Barker. I mean, I suppose you could technically go 3 of a kind here. At least in iRotor's case. Obviously, in Wisty's case, that is no longer possible. Wisty goes Quick Throwing, Max Rekindling Manly, so a sap in Wisty's last spot. And iRotor takes a defensive Rookie, so yes, it is triple Kerrs for iRotor, but as I was saying, despite how Kerrs maybe not the most popular of classes nowadays, if there were an arena to take an all-Kerr team, this probably would be it. And it is iRotor getting us started with a 20 damage Kerr plunge, just to emphasize that point.
From burning flame to ash.
Follows that up with another 20 damage here. He's now without Barker, though. But that doesn't stop him from getting a different Kerr to plunge in this time. Barker explodes, but Wisty in possession here. Rookie banished for Wisty. Barker for Aurora, oh, nearly sniped, but gets in just in time. It does drop Wisty down to 20, but remember, Wisty took maximum rekindling. Oh, and that shoulder smash gets rid of Iroder's curve. Oh, and a well-timed blink. I swear, whatever Kerr that was just said, "Oh my," right before throwing it. And it was amazing. But there is the rekindling. As I was saying, it's the full 50. Big explosion. And Manly is off to the races, but he is not Speedy Manly, mind you. Full Fred would have been fine in that situation, but because Manly is not Speedy, had to pass it over to his teammate to get the job done on that occasion. It was Rookie, and it is Rookie now once again. Ooh, and Iroder finds his way around the shoulder-smashing Snadra. Not an easy thing to do. Rookie, oh, out of stamina. Right when Wisty needed it most. Wisty now pulling off that shoulder smash we were talking about.
Poor exile.
Dalbert makes it in. And now it is possible for Iroder to finish this one, as we are on Wisty's second life bar at this point. Snadra, banished. Barker seals the deal.
The withdrawn prevail.
GG.
GG's, thanks for playing.
Thanks for the ride. Do we have a second one jumping in? Or is it-
We haven't had anyone say they're looking to get in just yet. We're looking to get Edgy Shrek in now for Wisty, it seems. But if there is anyone else who'd like to get in, Iroder has volunteered to swap out as well, so let us know. Core could jump in, but you played Edgy yesterday a bunch? Okay. Does that mean we want to avoid repeating that matchup? Please don't mute my Discord. Okay, gotcha. Let me turn off my...
Oh, I'm not jumping in. Perfect.
Okay, great. I suppose, let me send
Have
you...
played before Shrek and not? I don't think so, right?
I think, at least on RITE Night, last week was Edgy Shrek's first RITE, but I know, at least based on what Cole was just saying, Edgy Shrek was playing some matches and some of the stuffs that Core's been hosting, so I don't know if those two have played then.
Also didn't play Edgy Shrek, I think. Maybe we played one or two, I'm not sure. But I think it was against Misty, not against you.
Okay. Getting you both in now. Let me just find the Discord setting. I think it's under keybinds. There it is. Disable. Disable. Okay. I think I've turned off my hotkey that mutes me in Discord when you press the mouse 4 or mouse 5, whatever it was. So we should be good from that standpoint. Okay, so it looks like we have Anora's on controller and Edgy Shrek is on keyboard mouse. So should, on this rare occasion, have a pretty definitive player 1 and player 2. Let me make sure that Edgy Shrek has controls on remote play, because you don't. Now you do. Remind me, Edgy Shrek, what triumvirate do you want to be? Beyonders? Okay, gotcha. Okay, let me set up your information, you two. We have Anor player 1. Did we do Edgy Shrek? Did we do Edgy? Did we do Shrek? What did we do last time? What do we want to do this time? We going for the full thing? We going for the first half? We going for the second half? Don't really care? Alright. selfishly, I do think Shrek is easier to say when it comes to quick commentary. So, for my own sake, I'm gonna go with Shrek. Just one syllable. Okay, then let me get... I mean, I'm sure you're... I've seen a little bit of what you've been doing, Core. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's see. Nightwings. There we are. And Beyonders. There we go. Okay. I was tabbed out for a bit there. I know remote play will go low res if, like, the connection is not great. Because I think it's set up so that it prioritizes frame rate over resolution. Hopefully it's a little bit better now, though. Well, I mean, I just tabbed back in. What I can do is I can uninvite and re-invite you and just sort of reset things, and that might help. Could be worth a try if it's really low res right now. Hopefully low res is not the will of the scribes. Hopefully the will of the scribes is for you to get much better resolution. You'd like that? Okay, let's try that. I can't promise that it's going to work all that well, but we can try. Okay. Might be that the other person on remote play is far away. I don't... Some mysteries about the mechanics of remote play. It does seem at times as though the quality of the other person's connection if there are two people, both people's quality of connection matters. Still low res, but you can deal with it? That just stinks. Typically see my remote play at 860 times something, which looks low res on most monitors, but it's more than playable. Okay. Let's just double check real quick. Oh, let me make sure that you still have controls after we got you back in. You do. Okay. I know we were setting up your controls last time, but let's just make sure this looks right. I see the mouse button 4, mouse button 5, so that I'm guessing that's probably good, but okay. There we go. Alright, we have... Oh! We have a queue of songs at this point. Alright, can you remind me for the next one I wrote her, so that we don't forget? Otherwise, it looks like it's mostly just songs here. Of course, this will be Anor and Shrek's first match of the night, so maybe a little bit of a warm-up for them. So let's get started.
The Nightwings versus the Beyonders. Welcome.
Alright. So no requests,
Who shall conduct the rites?
at least none affecting your team composition here. That is up to you. So Nor will be going with a quick throwing stowaway. Edgy Shrek will be going for a distance throwing stowaway. Interesting. Similar, but slightly different point of emphasis.
Tizo.
Web Lanthorn Tizo, second choice for Anor. Oh, Edgy Shrek has unlocked the secret strats. Edgy Shrek probably doesn't even know that they've unlocked the secret strats. They probably have no idea what I'm referring to right now. Do it again. It'll further emphasize the secret strats. Yes! Embrace the power. You probably still have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's okay. Also, it's probably not as noticeable on the Beyonders. Yeah, no, it's barely noticeable at all. And also, you may or may not have just undone the thing that I was trying to get you to do. I'm being very cryptic, to be fair. I don't know, it feels like we have a Savage meta that has, for the most part, been figured out nowadays. It definitely feels like Savages are, at least, I suppose, amongst some players, definitely the clear-cut #1 class. I know Iroder was saying that he wasn't using some for a while today, but I feel like, in general, it is pretty rare that we see people overlook the Savages. Oh, did Anor figure it out? She might have. For a second there, it looked like she was doing it. Isn't it the paired thing? Doesn't sound like what I was going for. Or what I was alluding to, at least. Yes. Yes. Do you see? Yes. Do you see? Alright, at this point it might not be any more noticeable, but you have done the thing. Do you understand? No! You reset it! Or you're gonna completely ignore it. So disappointed. So disappointed. You got my hopes up. You got my hopes up, and then you went and crushed them. See, Edgy Shrek can do it as well, but I think it's just not as noticeable on the Beyonders.
Try Savage.
Maybe on a if you take a class that you already have, it'll definitely be noticeable, because your raiment colors will be totally different. Right, Beyonders are already pretty extreme. Even on the second Exile for the Beyonders, because it's black for the second one, right? So it's hard to be more white than the Beyonders already are. It's hard to be more black than the second class for the Beyonders already is. So it's definitely a lot more noticeable for other triumvirates. Shrek goes for the extra aura size on Manly, and here we go for our first matchup between Nor and, well, first match for Nor and Shrek today, and we think the first time these two have ever played against each other, so that's always exciting. Oh, you saw those 3 exiles lined up, and you thought maybe Nor would be able to banish all of them in one fell swoop. Didn't quite do that, but was eventually able to clear out the space for a 20 damage stowaway throw. That time, Stowaway's throw intercepted. Of course, this will be an interesting test to see. Quick throwing Stowaway versus range throwing Stowaway, and perfect example of the use case for those two Stowaway setups. Anor benefiting from the quick throw, and Shrek benefiting from the range throw. So absolutely, a use case for either one of them. So it is, to at least a large extent, a matter of personal preference. Oh, and Anor flew around, made it past the defender, but couldn't find a way in with the harp, but then follows up with the stowaway. Of course, with 2 savage salutes, we may very well find those savages teleporting to the orb simultaneously, and in doing so, banishing each other. But that is the strike that I was perhaps expecting earlier. Anor spotting all the pins lined up perfectly and able to get rid of all of them in one cast from Pamitha. Stowaway, oh, may have had the quick throw, but on that occasion it was not quick enough. Shrek. Tizo. Back to the stowaway. Oh, and somehow gets that throw off in between the 2 defenders, threading the needle. Tizo. Tizo down, now it's the stowaway's turn, but she's banished. Anor with Pamitha, blocked, but Titan Tooth activates, stunning Shrek. Oh, but Anor sees the big banishment opportunity. Stowaway, however, returns just in time. Nearly got the throw off, but on that occasion, perhaps Shrek could have made better use of the quick throw rather than the ranged throw. But you can't have them both. Ooh, huge explosion there, and Anor is the one who emerges from all that chaos, able to throw it in for 20. And the stowaway throws it in for another 20, but Shrek has rekindling. 10 life on the second life bar, so Shrek's still holding on here, but running out of time. Anor with Pamitha, blocked, but with Titan Tooth active, Shrek is stunned, and Anor plunges in for the win.
The Night Wings prevail.
GG.
Their adversaries confidently thwarted.
Well played, you two.
The right is done.
Alright. Let's head on back. And let us know
Until the next right.
if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Now that these two, they've had their warm-up, they're ready to go, they can take whatever you want to throw at them, and Anor says, alright, say no more. Customize is turning off. So randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans. And then... Oh! I was looking at Anor's request going, or looking at Anor's message going, wait a second, you didn't request a song with that. Are you about to request a song with that? But no, you're right. Iroder did do, what was it exactly? Nightwing's Never to Return, Old Never to Return, random order, flip a coin. And then the Isle of Imp. You know, that technically may not be the name, but that really should be the name. That has a ring to it. Okay. So you say either the old Never to Return or the Nightwing's Never to... Basically the Never to Return of both these two teams. I mean, I was basically just going to spam this button, and then whichever one it happened to land closer to, I was just going to go with that. Which I guess means Nightwings. Honestly, fair. Alright, so I think we're ready to go. Yeah, we have arena, we have song, we have customized off. There isn't really anything else we could do here. So let's get going.
The Night Wings shall
Alright,
now
so
face
with Anor, that might be Orlek. A worm and a cur did see the -10 damage from one of Anor's talismans, so Shrek is starting with just 90. Shrek has the most stylish exile on the downside, as well as Jodariel, the demon, and Bertrude, the crone. Wall of imps lining the center of the arena. Oh, but oh, that is Orlek. Yes, it is. Anor, I bet, well, she does have an imp, which could help set up Orlek, because of course the downside with him is that when he goes down, he is down for a long time. Well, after plunging with no prayer beads, he is down for the entirety of this round. Anor checking for a worm salute, did not have it, so was unable to freeze Shrek. Shrek able to score for 30 with Bertrude, but Bertrude now gone for this round. Orlek versus Jodariel. Orlek, of course, with the speed advantage. But he does still go down. That means Anor has a long wait, but on this occasion, instead, opts for a 15 damage throw from her cur. Lady River goes round those imps and 12 damage on that throw. Had some very interesting imp placement and positioning in this match thus far. Jody vanishes one, but then gets stuck in the middle. And Orlek able to plunge for 25, and that does mean that one more score potentially all that Anor needs. She is, of course, without Orlek now. And, of course, there could be some rekindling. We don't really know, but we might be about to test that theory. Anor's throw does the job. GG.
Victory it was.
Anor on worm too strong confirmed. Well played, you two. Something tells me Anor might disagree with that statement. Think you had Aura's scale? Well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And we'll reset ourselves, but let us know, chat, if there's anything else we'd like to see for the next one. We do have the other song request, which is the old Neverture turn, right? There it is. Okay. So, anything else besides the song that we already have ready to go? Not seeing anything right now, so it might be just the song, and that's fine. We'll leave it up to the players to take whatever they want here then.
The Night Wings
Oh, okay.
shall take on the Beyonders.
I believe this is our first Cairn of the day.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
I know her. Super Portal. Can Singularity on Tizo. To which Shrek reacts with a distance-throwing stowaway. Never seen this before. Definitely wasn't expecting for that to be the first thing that someone took as soon as we saw the arena. Mooncrest on Headwind is Anor's second choice. Shrek checking the scouting report. Scouting report is definitely worth checking on this occasion. Shrek goes Web Lanthorn Tizo. And Anor finishes with a Meta Jody. And then Titan Tooth on Pamitha is Shrek's final choice. So here we go. Tizo goes on a banishing spree, but he does go down. Sets up a dangerous portal though. There is Anor going through that portal, has to take a second to reorient herself, figure out where the Pyre is, but does manage to throw that one in for 30. Anor activates the Can Singularity and the chaos ensues. Jody emerges, but once again, perhaps a little too chaotic for Jody there, as she can't hit the target. Although the aura is certainly big, it does help to get rid of some of the defenders, although now it was just Headwind, of course, until he used his Sacred Bond to step on some portraits, bring back his teammates, and set up Jody for the 30 damage throw that Anor was looking for all along. Pamitha, the only one to avoid those explosions. She gets blocked, but with Titan Tooth activated, buys Shrek enough time to plunge in for 20 here. Tizo, banished. But perhaps that's exactly what Honora was looking for as she goes through the portal. Headwind brings back Jody, retrieves the orb, and Jody, able to throw it in for 30, drops Shrek down to 10.
The rite has nearly ended.
Shrek with Tizo. Oh, the can singularity is strong. The gravitational force. Just a little too much here. And sets up Jody for the winning throw.
The Nightwings prevail.
GG.
They overwhelmed their adversaries utterly. Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played, you two. Shrek, I know Core was saying he was playing you yesterday. Did Core break out any canned singularity strats like that, or was that your first time seeing... Okay. I almost didn't need to ask. I figured I would, but I was pretty sure I knew the answer. No idea what to do about it. It's one of those talismans that initially was almost universally panned as one of, if not the worst talismans in the game. Nobody could figure out any practical, useful way to use that talisman. But then players got to thinking, and suddenly there's a couple of interesting use cases for it after all. Yeah, exactly. Core tends to use a different approach compared to what Honor was just running there. So there's really two main ways to do it. But we'll reset ourselves here. Let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. Arena, the one with the gaps. Do you mean the boat? This one? The funny thing is, your goal wasn't to make Bottled Void good. I'm sorry, what is this Bottled Void you speak of? It was to make False Step good. It just went hand in hand. Oh, maybe Triesta? The harp one. Okay, gotcha. This one. The fiery lava gaps rather than the watery ocean gaps. Okay. Oh, I was about to ask if anyone else had anything they were looking for, and then Wisty comes in with a very big request here. 0 masteries. No masteries at all. Yes, my favorite arena, the Watery Ocean Gap Arena. Look, everyone has their own way of referring to it, okay? To some, it's the boat. To some, the Hulk of Orez. To some, Oralex Launchpad. Theoretically, I wrote her as long as you don't have anything that directly conflicts with that, and there shouldn't be any exiles requests that would, because any exile can theoretically go without any masteries. But it seems Iroder has an idea. So at least in my book, that should be fine. So Iroder does lock in an exiles request. We'll see what exactly it is. Triple Nomad. Okay, so 3 nomads each. None of those nomads have any masteries. So, it's about as mid as it gets. Just all coming down to the fundamentals. Oh, hold on. Does Nor have something else to build upon here? Oh, wait. I was about to say, there's one missing piece. and that is that we have to take away the talismans, right? Log champ, let's go! Exactly what we were all waiting for. No mastery, no talisman, all just comes down to pure execution. Alright. Talon Sheath for the song. Well, that's fitting. Wait, is that the... Did I just go past it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, you got it. Alright. Let's go.
The Night Wings versus the Beyonders. Welcome.
Alright, so it's, all nomads.
Who shall conduct the rites?
And, I mean, really, all nomads. Like, those nomads are coming in empty-handed. Blank slate, no experience. Of course, perhaps we can learn a little bit more about the players based on the order in which they select their nomads. You see Anor led with Headwind. Colors. Okay. Okay, well, Snadra actually has somewhat unique coloration because she has that slight transparency.
Anytime.
And of course there's also the secret strats. There's also the secret well, that's not a nomad. That was a savage, wasn't it? I mean, on one hand, I can't complain about you picking Gareth. On the other hand, you weren't supposed to take Gareth. You're putting me in a hard place here. Gareth is a savage. He is a savage. No worries. The way you can remember is his looks are savage. They're incredibly stylish.
The Night Wings
Unbelievably
shall
stylish.
confront the Beyonders. Welcome, Edwin.
Alright, so Headwind and Snadra, respectively, so slightly different order. Zero Mastery Savage is a little tough, that is true. I mean, any exile can be tough with zero masteries. There are definitely some classes that are better at it than others, though. But now we get to see the double nomad Beyonder colors, which are pretty cool. Or well, double class Beyonder colors. You get the freaky different ghosts. Oh, speaking of ghosts. Oh, if this was intentional. That was very clever, Anor. Oh, look at that. And then you get this red Lendl as well. This Beyonder's colors are very scary. But as we were saying, with no masteries and no talismans, comes down purely to execution. And the nomads in particular, I mean, they're middle of the road with basically every stat. Their cast is still pretty good. Long range relative to other classes, so maybe that is the one area where they can put particular use to their nomad skills. But of course, we're not talking about quite the same casting capabilities as those power casting goals bracer nomads typically have. With a little bit of a window here, but Lendl comes rushing back out, closes that window, and generally speaking, I think it's more difficult to score when we have no masteries, no talismans. So this might turn into a bit of a defensive showdown here. That is, of course, typically what the Nomads specialize most in, and as I was saying, perhaps the casts are the one thing that the Nomads are still decent at doing, even when they have no masteries or talismans.
Quite a close call there.
But can the players find a way to break through? So we have seen on a few occasions one of the players being able to banish the entire opposition, but not with enough time remaining to be able to turn that into an actual scoring opportunity. Might take a little more creativity as Anor jumps over one of those casts and does get us started with a 20 damage plunge. And of course, no prayer beads on any exile on any team, so that does make a pretty big difference between plunging and throwing, and now perhaps as Shrek has that numbers advantage, we'll see if Shrek has the ability to capitalize on that advantage. Headwind. And now Lendl back defensively as well, but if Shrek can limit it to just one defender, then perhaps it is more possible to find a way through, although it's Anor who found herself with only one defender back trying to stop her. Nearly was able to break through, but not quite. Anor playing some hopscotch, but didn't quite hop hard enough. Ooh, and some sneaky moves from Shrek, but unfortunately, Anor's exile was still immune after having just respawned. Right now, neither player is interested in the orb. Both players far more interested in trying to banish the opposition. Almost like the CPUs.
Vanished each in turn.
Yeah, I mean, but this is what I mean. Like, yes, it is possible to create some offense out of the Nomads. But I think Core is probably the one who typically plays most aggressively offensively with the Nomads, but even in his case, that is in many ways because he uses the extra defense coming from the big power casts to turn defense into offense, doing things like getting big power casting double banishments, and that's just a lot more difficult when the players don't have those especially big goals bracer power casts.
Didn't see it coming.
So although they are still pretty good defensively, these Nomads, it's just not quite enough to make it easy to turn that defense into offense as it would typically be, or at least more so be the case with a fully spec'd Nomad. But Anor is able to get in there for another 20 damage plunge.
There.
Right, banishing doesn't necessarily have to be strictly defense,
Unopposed.
because if all of the defenders are gone, then your banishments have created an offensive opportunity, as we nearly saw there for Shrek. But in order to do that, if you're trying to banish the entirety of the opposing team, that is not easy. But Shrek did it for a second there, and although Anor was about to get someone back, wasn't quick enough to get the banishment. So Shrek now on the board as well. And Anor quickly responds with a 20 damage plunge from Headwind. So yeah, in order to turn casts into an offensive tool, it usually requires very good casting, because banishing one of the defenders is oftentimes not enough to make much of a difference, although Shrek is able to hop over one of the defenders and make it in there, even after only having just banished one of the defenders. Typically, it's when you can banish two of them, you have considerably more space to maneuver, and that's where the casts start to turn into more of an offensive setup weapon. But Anor once again quick to answer, and now Shrek with just 20 Pyre life. Of course, we know there's no rekindling, so that means one full damage score from Anor, and that would be enough for her to finish it. But Anor is without Lendl now. Oh, and Shrek close, but not quite close enough on that jump. Anor with Headwind, but he's banished. Now with just one defender, it's times like these when perhaps it's a little bit more of an opportunity for Shrek to capitalize, and does just that. Now Shrek needs 2, Anor needs 1 score, at least as long as we're talking full damage. The issue is that Shrek is now without Snadra and is now completely defenseless. And so Anor finishes the job.
The Nightwings prevail. And such
GG.
a well-conducted victory it was. The rite is complete.
Well done, you two. Well, let's head on back. Let us know if there's anything else we'd like to see for the next one.
Until the stars align.
As that was all nomads, no masteries, no talismans at the Nest of Trieste. But we will reset ourselves here unless we hear otherwise. It is time? Oh. Is it time? Is it that kind of time? Oh, that's not the time I was expecting, but you're right. We have not seen a boat yet. It is time. It is time. That is correct. It's the other arena with the gaps in it. Is there anything else we'd like to do besides just the boat request? Or is that it? Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, now, now it gets interesting. Hold on. Order of operations, we got the arena request from Anor, so we definitely have the boat. Then we got a talisman request for Oralek from my rotor, which I assume was intended as an exile request for Oralek, unless I'm mistaken, and there is some... I mean, we could just do 2 boats. This is true. So, we have Oralek request for my rotor. Now we have 3 boats. Let there be boats, they said, and thus the boats were created. Is 3 too much, though? Insert Monty Python counting to 3 reference here. Oh, this is Shrek's last one and not a fan of the boat? You get a boat, you get a boat, you get a boat. Shrek is displeased. Well, I think we need to convince Shrek as to why the boat is the best arena, is what I'm taking away from this. I think that's what we need to take away from this. Let me just clarify where we stand here. What are we actually doing for this next one? So, boat, Oralek. Yes, and that's it. Boat and Oralek. Don't worry. I assure you, there will be good times. Did Shrek have one more request? I mean, I thought a series of boats after that. I know you had the customized off, but we were saying we'd delay that. Was there another exile request as well, though? Hold on. Let me double check. We had everyone request at exactly the same time. Let's see, we had Oralek from my rotor. We had customized off from Anor, but that's waiting. We did have an exile's request from Shrek. Did Shrek specify? No, not yet. It was just to give you a chance to mitigate the boat jank. Well, if you would like to lock in a specific exile, you are welcome to do so.
Just choose.
Is there a particular exile you would like to also have us use this go-round, Shrek? No? Okay. Don't worry. We'll show you how great the boat can be. As Anor goes for the extra plunging damage on Orlek. Whereas Shrek takes the Hope Egg. Oh. Hold on. Anor goes leeching Ignarius. That's demon number 2. Shrek goes Speedy Bertrude in the second slot. Then Anor comes in and locks in the third demon, Jodariel. Anor definitely embracing the boat magic here. Of course, it is both a blessing and a curse at times, so we'll see how that plays out for her. Then Max rekindling Typhoon Bomb on Manly. Whoa! Well, there goes Orlek. Won't be seeing him for a solid 25 seconds. And there's some pretty serious airtime from Shrek's Orlek. Not enough to land at the desired target. Oh my goodness, Anor's Orlek went absolutely crazy there, but did finish that maneuver by getting banished, much to Anor's dismay. Oh, and Anor did take the Brazen Manor on Iggy, and here he comes!
Flame is stricken.
Plunges for 30. Did Shrek take the Stubborn Flame there? Because I would assume that Brazen Manor was still active. Oh! Just fast enough. And there, yes, you see the 23 damage. That must be a Stubborn Flame that is reducing Anor's damage. But here is Shrek, plunging for 25. Whoa! If only Orlek had the orb there, that would have been incredible. Crazy airtime, but now it is Shrek, plunging for 30. Orlek! Extra airtime, sets him up for a 23 damage plunge, and now it is possible for Anor, with one of her standard demons to finish the job. Orlek would not quite have enough damage though. Of course, he's gone for this round. And it is Shrek plunging for 25 here. Shrek nearly had it, but was blocked. Iggy sets up the Brazen Manor. Goes for the boat magic, but he is banished. Orlek to follow up. Banishes some of the defenders.
The demon Orlek
But as we said, he was the one exile Anor had who would not have enough damage, so Shrek holding on with exactly 1 Pyre life. Anor knocks back the defender, but don't forget, Shrek had the 50 rekindling. Orlek versus Orlek. Orlek wins, of course. Orlek for Shrek. Anor, oh, committed. And Shrek flew past and in for 25 damage from Orlek. And Anor's Orlek went flying into Shrek's aura. Ooh, and Shrek is now getting the timing of these maneuvers down just right. Sneaking through for another plunge. Oh my goodness, Orlek. Adios. But Anor plunges for 30 and also gets leech from that Ignarius score. Now Ignarius gone. Anor back up to 60 Pyre life after that. Anor retreats back behind the puddle, but gets banished. And with just 20 Pyre life for Shrek, it is now possible for any of Anor's demons to finish it with 1 plunge. But Shrek set up the sapling. Anor waited patiently, oh, and nearly had it there. But Shrek banished Jody just before she plunged and once again sneaks through for 30 damage, and that means that Shrek can now finish this with 1 score as well. Oh, except not without Birchfruit. And Anor plunges for the win. GG.
Conducted with aplomb.
Well played, you two.
The ceremony is complete.
All right. Well done. Well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
I think I saw Shrek saying that was gonna have to be their last one. If so, no worries. That is correct. All right, well, thanks for stopping by, Shrek. Good to have you. Let me free you from Steam Remote Play. All right, we'll catch you later. And Anor, if you're good to stick around, I think Core was saying he's potentially available to jump in that second spot. Does that still work for you, Core? Oh, well, hold on. We do still have some things in the queue here. Let's get Core in, and then we'll go back to the chat logs, because we had quite a bit, in fact. Anor's good for a couple more? Okay. So, in that case, we could do this one that has a whole bunch of stuffs in it for the request, and then we could go Liberation right after that, if timing-wise that works best for people. Don't know if there's anyone else who has yet to play who is interested in jumping in. So it sounds like Anor needs to go soon. So we might, if we want to go further, be looking for someone to take Anor's spot.
My controller is not working. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
We're good.
You just needed to call it out,
Yeah,
and then it would start working.
I needed to...
All right, let me get whoop. Let me.
Wait.
Oh.
I want to be Chastity, which is Nightwings.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so yeah, let me double check what we had here. It was definitely another boat. Then I think it was Anor's customize off. I think that's it. It's boat customize off. So what better way for Core to get his warm-up than to have a customize off boat? I can't think of a possible better warm-up than this. Song Core's choice. Okay, Core, do you have a preference for the song?
Knights of of the sea.
Fitting. A fitting choice. Alright, well, let's get started then.
I hope we get all worms.
I mean, we could do the math. It is possible. It's not very likely.
The night wings shall take off.
For a Nor, it is 2 saps and an imp. For Core, it is 1 demon, a worm, and a harp. See what we can figure out about the other stuffs. Nor does have a portal right next to Core's Pyre. Nor does have at least 1 exploding sapling.
The orb.
Core trying to block that dangerous portal. Meanwhile, Lenore just tried to bait him away from it. Nearly made it in, but not quite far enough with her sap. Core now on the attack with Jodario. Looked like he had the harp salute. Pretty sure is how Jody came into possession of the orb there. If so, then that's somewhat notable. Core's throw has enough on it, so that lands for 15.
Shall the chastity press their luck?
Tamitha, there it is, switches into Jody, so yes, definitely does have that harp salute. Well shielded from Manly. Mooncrest on, was that Manly or was that Tamitha? That might have been on Core's side. Well, if it was on Tamitha, then it certainly did not activate on that occasion. Oh, I mean, it's not Infiniworms, but it was a little taste of it. Raji
Seemingly unfair.
sets up a relatively dangerous portal, not to the same extent that we saw Nor have earlier, though. Manly. Palmas. Oh, and Nor through the portal, snuck through. Had enough time to make it in there, but was off target. And now Raji once again, but this time Core did see it coming. But Nor not giving up. Of course, needs to be a little bit careful with that imp, because if it does get banished, then she'll lose that portal. But Raji's still going.
Poor little bugger.
He's still going. And Anor eventually does get that sap plunge that she was looking for.
Best not get over.
No prayer beads on Manly, though, so he's now gone for this round.
The orb slips.
And that means just Palmas back defensively for Anor at the moment. Core, threatening with Jody. Banishes one of those defenders, but loses Jody. And now suddenly it's Anor with Raji. Does have the portal, not nearly as threatening as those other big portals we saw her using before. But now ever so slightly closer to Core's Pyre.
A deftly thwarted drive.
And so Anor does go through. Momentarily defenseless, although does seem to have
The orbs and
the Numbing Gust, or Typhoon Bottle, but I assume with 2 saps, Numbing Gust. So that is actually quite telling. It means that theoretically, despite having 2 saps, Anor may not have much, if any, rekindling. Once again saw the Mooncrest, it's definitely on Tamitha, okay. Palmas hides, or at least attempts to hide within the safety of the sapling, although Tamitha can actually destroy one. Oh, but there's the dangerous portal play. Anor gets rid of the last defender, but Core able to recover, intercept the throw, and on the counterattack, plunges for 20 with Tamitha.
the chastity.
We know she doesn't have
their
prayer beads.
freedom more.
Manly. Inches closer. Just thinking about where he wants to be positioned.
Ho. Now to the flame.
Oh, and those exiles were lined up. For a second you thought Jody might have been able to get a double plunge. Rather, a double banishment, I should say, but only got rid of one of Anor's exiles, and Anor back at full strength here. Oh, and Very sneaky maneuver from Raji, nearly made his way through. Meanwhile, Core on the quick counterattack.
That was the last of
But now it's Core who's defenseless. Anor tries to go for the quick sap plunge, but it's a bit of an oxymoron. Jody, biding her time, waiting for the right opportunity. Does banish all but Raji, but now Raji is on the move. He's downed. Anor defenseless. Core slowed. And that does buy Anor enough time to get some exiles back, but once again, with all those exiles lined up, Core able to get a couple of banishments. Anor through the portal. Whoa, quite the leap forward with Raji. Now that is a dangerous portal. But it's Core in possession. Big hops from Jody. Anor through the portal. Oh, and there's no one back to stop her. Plenty of time to charge up that 25 damage sap throw. Does mean she will keep all of her exiles here as a nice little bonus. Manly inches closer. Is he looking to throw or is he looking to plunge? It looks like a plunge. Ever so close. Wasn't able to get that last step in.
Yes.
I don't even see where the portal... Okay, the portal's in mid-arena. But that was nearly all that Anor needed there. Anor, however, now with everyone down... Oh, and Core had an opportunity to get in there for a 20 damage Harp Plunge. Opted not to do so. You wondered why that was the case. Well, it was because he wanted that Harp Salute to switch with Jodariel, get her in for an extra 10 damage from that plunge. But now it's Anor with an uncontested scoring opportunity. Has to cut it a little bit short, though. Saw that Core was getting Tabitha back, so it's just 17 from that sap throw. But it is awfully close here. Again, we had some questions about how much, if any, rekindling Anor might have. She does have 2 saps. We know one of them is all the way down on the left side, which means that sap at least has at most 10 rekindling. Oh, and Anor nearly with Raji. But instead it's Core once again, could have gone in with Tabitha, but instead waited until the Numbing Gust was no longer active, swapped into Jody, got a little bit of extra damage from that, and now that means Anor down to just 5 Pyre life, so perhaps the 2 times in which Core chose to do that started to make a bit of a difference here. Of course, Core still needs one more score to test just how much, if any, rekindling Anor has. Well, now we know it is 10, and only 10. So that means Anor perhaps has some redundant numbing gusts here from her saps. Doesn't do her much good. Oh. Someone getting laggy? Do I need to re-invite someone? Core? Let us know when you're good, Core. But yeah, it looks like Anor has Numbing Gust on 2 of her saps, which is, of course, in a non-customize off match, something you would never want to do, because you don't get any additional benefit from having 2 of those.
Alright, I think I'm good for now.
Okay.
Just got a nosebleed.
Oh, okay.
Too much gaming.
Going too hard. All right. Well, I'll give you guys a countdown. I'll go 3, 2. Yeah. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good for now.
Okay. I sense. Well, never mind. All right. If you think you're good, we will proceed. So I'll give you guys a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go, and then on go I'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go. Core, Tabitha, and now Jody. Banished just before reaching Anor's Pyre, and at this point we know Anor can't take any more hits unless it is the quickest of throws. But Anor not that far away either. her case just needs 2 scores. Of course, she has, with the 2 saps and 1 imp, a very defensive-oriented team, but there's 1 score. And now, at least with her saps, she would have enough damage to finish it with 1 score. But down goes 1 sap, and that's all the extra space that Core needed to get the winning plunge.
Although their adversaries put up quite an effort.
GG.
The rite is done.
Well played, you two. Alright, well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And just want to double check from Anor. I know you were saying you need to head out soon, so... Or, well, Anor, you were saying you only can probably do 1 more match. I guess the question is more so, do we have anyone else who might be interested in taking Anor's place? Because if not, then that might mean that the next rite is the Liberation Rite. So do we have anyone else who's interested in getting in here? Anor can stay for a little bit? Okay. Somebody else in Discord? Mm-hmm. I see Camilo has posted some things. But yeah, if anyone else is interested, let us know. Let's see. We can otherwise reset ourselves. So it sounds like Anor, you're saying even if it's just you, you're good for maybe a couple more, so we might not need to go straight into Liberation right here. Okay. But yeah, if anyone else from Discord would like to take Anor's place, let us know. Otherwise, at least at the moment, it looks like this is not in line to be our Liberation Rite, in which case we would take requests if there is anything you guys have in mind. Might be our last opportunity to do that, because this might be our penultimate rite. Again, depending on whether there's anyone who's about to take Anor's place. Otherwise, we can just have the players take whatever they'd like. That works too. I'm not seeing anyone else saying they're looking to get in here. So I think at the moment we act on the assumption that this is the penultimate rite. Unless and until somebody else volunteers to get in here.
The Night Wings versus the Chastity.
Alright. Oh, hold on.
Welcome.
Anor with an exile's request.
Who shall conduct?
We're at the spring.
rites?
Oh, okay. And Anor says, if this is our penultimate rite, our last chance to do requests, then let's do some bot exiles and talismans. Let's get the bot open with just two skills. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see what we have here then. So for core, it's Dalbert with Kaelmer's Anklet. Well, that doesn't work. Tamitha with Lose Bow. That doesn't work. Headwind with Mooncrest. That does work. Okay, so the first reroll was for Dalbert. That's going to be Fairy Spirit. Second reroll was for Tamitha. That's going to be Astral Eye. Then for Nor, we got Vorfrit, the Beyonder's Crone, with Nutrition Stick. The bot really likes Nutrition Stick right now. That doesn't work. Messenger Imp with Lunar Glass. Bertrude with Infernal Bloom, so Nor needs to reroll 1. She got Jomir's Fang, which also doesn't work on Vorfrit. So the next reroll, what else but Bottled Void? Okay, cool. And then you also said 2 masteries, Anor? Okay. And just to clarify, order of exiles, does it matter? Does it have to be in the order that the bot just showed them? Doesn't matter the order. Okay, gotcha. Whatever order you want. Alright, well, we shall see what order Honor chooses to go in then. We know the exiles, we know the masteries, we know it's, or rather, we know the talismans. We know it's only going to be 2 masteries. So that does significantly limit what the players can do here. What do they choose to prioritize?
Can I elect to take Honor's first talisman removal and get Jonger's Fang on my card?
No. No. That is not the way that works. Nord agrees. I always forget, what is the canonically correct talismans for the Fate? Whoa, that's 4 masteries. Hold on. How about we just...
Sorry, I forgot.
No worries. It's Dying Flame? Okay.
The Night Wings shall now face the Chastity. Welcome.
Alright. Here we go.
Who shall conduct the rites?
So Honor does start with the Can Singularity.
My controller's not working.
Oh. Let's see, I'm definitely tabbed in.
Let me replug, hold up.
Okay.
It's not registering that I have a controller. That's...
Not registering at all on remote play?
Yeah.
That is weird. I mean, I think that's on your end, Core. Because I don't know what I could possibly do to remedy that.
Yeah, can you re-invite me?
Okay. Hopefully it's fine this time. There we go, okay.
Dalbert.
As we were saying earlier, we were talking about
Messenger Imp.
setting up exiles with no masteries. Also probably the case that there are some exiles or some classes that are easier to get away with just 2 masteries than there are with some of the other classes.
I get 3 masteries if I choose this. So is that allowed?
Honor, do you want to make a call on that? Winged Fury is bugged and also gives one of the other masteries. Therefore, technically speaking, it's 2 masteries in 1 and would give Core 3 masteries total. So, is he allowed to technically have the effects of 3 masteries? Well, looks like he chooses not to go that route. Right after Honor says it would have been allowed. Well, perhaps he was just testing us.
Typical Core.
That crone has almost identical colors to your first crone. I take issue with this. Better. Even better. Even better. Now we're talking. Look at that. Much better.
Wait, you can change the clothes by going back and forth from scouting?
Maybe. This may or may not have been the thing that I was alluding to before.
Well, let me see it. Okay. Do you have to wait for like the nomad to show or something?
It's a little more complicated. There are some quirks to it.
Okay, okay.
Oh, no! Okay, I was gonna say. You can't do all that build-up, and then... You did this to me before, Anor. You did all this build-up, changing the color, and then you reset it on me. You can't get my hopes up like that. There we go. Lock it in with the different colors, as it should be. Alright, so there we go. Bought exiles, bought talismans, 2 masteries per exile. So certainly trickier this time round than if the players were to select their own teams and be able to use the full masteries. We'll see how it plays out. 2 crones on Anor's team, very crone-centric. Here's Core with the speed from the Fairy Spirit, infinite stamina, helping set up 15 damage plunge. Anor leaps over 1 defender, but isn't able to get in time. Tamitha. Oh, picks it back up. Sneaky. You thought she was going for the defensive play. It was all an elaborate ruse. Headwind for Core. Tag teaming it with Tamitha, but neither one makes it through. Bertrude. That raiment color is pretty sweet on Bertrude. Oh, and Core tried to make his move, but Anor was ready for it. And Core was ready for that move as well. But Anor, quick as an imp, plunges in there for 15. Lids, that's not a phrase, it is now. Ooh, and Core pushing Vorfrit into the corner there, where she was unable to do anything and eventually got banished. Tamitha. Sidesteps. Goes for the throw, but unsuccessful. Vorfrit. Banished. Headwind brings back 1 friend, only for Headwind himself to be banished. But now it's 3 against none. And Core does have extra damage from the talisman on his harp, so that's 28 damage on that throw. Here is Tamitha again. Ooh, but the defender leaps over her. And Tamitha goes for just the quick throw there. 9 damage. Dalbert sneaks through. Good for 15. Forfeit. Blocked. Now Tamitha. Well cast there and gets the orb back. Sets up the plunge, and with that extra damage, very close, but not quite enough to depleting all of Anor's remaining Pyre life. But 1 more hit would surely do it. And there it is. GG.
Outperformed their adversaries.
Well played, you two.
The rite is ended.
Alright. So now let's head on back and last call.
Stars align.
Last call if there is anyone else who would like to get in. Otherwise, we are about to go into our liberation rite. So let us know if there is anyone who's interested. Otherwise, we will be headed to the Fall of Solium. We will turn back on 4 masteries, sermon intro, and suppose we'll be going with the Chastity, Never to Return today, which I feel like we very rarely hear. There are definitely some that are a lot more common than others, obviously in large part because there are some triumvirates that are a lot more common than others, but even then, I guess for whatever reason, sometimes we don't get the less common of the two triumvirates on the player 2 spot. But yeah, not seeing anyone else looking to get in right now, so I think in that case we are looking at making this our liberation rite, which means our final rite of the night. No requests from chat for this one, just gonna have both players finish things off in style. So without further ado, let's get going.
Stand forth, exiles. You heed the summons to the fall of Solium. At stake here in this rite is your salvation. Only the righteous shall emerge victorious.
Night wings, stand prepared.
The chastity, stand ready. Who shall conduct the rites?
Alright, so as we said, this will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. No requests from chat for this one. Both players just taking their preferred teams. And for Anor, that means a quick throwing ninja stowaway. Core going for a quick offensive messenger imp. Now Anor goes Webbed Lanthorn on Tizo. And Core will take a power casting Snadra. Anor's final choice is Prayer Beads on Pamitha. Core finishes with max rekindling on a Typhoon bottle, Manly. Alright, so here we go, our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. Anor on the left representing the Nightwings, Core on the right representing the Chastity. Best of luck to you both. And there it is. GG.
As for their adversaries, they
Wait, I'm not Pyre Hearts.
Wait, what? Did it say the Pyre Hearts? Oh, I wrote it in. I see. Hold on. Getting some mixed signals here.
Pyre hearts and spirit.
Alright, well played, you two. Thanks for stopping by. Good to have you both. It's too late. No worries. No worries. Everyone's a Pyre heart is what I choose to take away from this.
True. So let's just let me know. Just send your deets in my DM.
Oh right, of course. Yeah, actually it's 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh sweet. Okay, let me write that down.
All right. Well, anyways.
I'm so close to that. I can drive there in like 45 minutes.
You don't say. Something tells me you're gonna have a little bit of trouble driving to it though. Anyways, as I was saying, that's gonna be our final ride of the night, so I'm gonna hop out of Discord, but I will catch you guys later. Let me also see if they are still in remote play. They are not. They know how it goes. They know. But yeah, as I was saying, final ride of the night. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today, and thank you everybody who gave us the requests in chat as well. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the Rite Club Discord server. You can do that by clicking on that link right there. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights. My streaming schedule is Fridays, we're doing Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer, Saturdays, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, and then, obviously, Sundays, Pyre, and then also sneaking in some Helldivers 2 streams when we can. Of course, difficult to do when our weekend time blocks are all accounted for, but we actually did one of those a few days ago, and in fact, tomorrow is at least a regional holiday, so I may very well look to do at least short Helldivers 2 stream, and I probably do still have some work to do tomorrow, so I might get out a little bit early, but can do a little bit of Helldivers 2, I'm hoping, tomorrow. And of course, Lids Vids on YouTube as well, posting the VODs for all those streams, so if you missed anything, you can catch it there as well. If you haven't done so yet already, of course, you can also hit the follow button to get a notification for when I go live. Just follow me on Twitter, @LidsVids. I post them when I go live as well, but actually the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my own Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight, so thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.